Hi everyone, my name is Glen Walton. I'm the Artistic Director at Playable Streets and welcome to the very first video on the PS channel. We are going to be talking about participatory art, we're going to be talking about theatre, performance, music, we're going to be talking about creativity and the ways that we can encourage people to be creative, especially in public space. My background is in theatre and music, especially participatory performance work, and I have just finished a PhD studying the role of the creative facilitator. This channel is actually going to explore a much broader range of things, so hopefully there's something for everyone here. We're going to talk about the business of arts and how to run a independent arts practice. We're going to talk about the realities of participatory art and the ways that we can encourage people to be creative. And hopefully it can encourage people to think about creativity in a new way, in a way that's exciting and exploratory and community building.